Good evening, and welcome to Week 1 of Big Ballers Fantasy League. I'm your host, as always, Jared Allen, and my co-host with me, as normal, Bryan Wyrick. Good to see you, bud.
Hey, good to see you too, Jared. And as always, glad to be here. Now, I tell you, it's been a long off season, and man, are we ready to get back to some fantasy football.
I know that's right, man. The last couple weeks have been really taxing on these owners and players, man.
Yeah, they have.
But they are ready to get out there and showcase their talents and make it do what it do, baby.
Oh, man, and I bet they are. But let's take a look. Before we jump ahead to this week's matchups, let's take a look at this fantasy draft, see what kind of steals were out there. So let's take a look.
Crazy. I got to tell you, Bryan, there were quite a few surprises in this year's draft. A lot of good picks and a lot of, come on, man.
Man, I tell you, there were no real surprises in the top 10.
You all pretty much predetermined,
Kind of knew what was going on.
Yeah.
Things got a little shaky come the second round.
Oh, man, boy, they
Tell
sure
them
did,
about
Bryan.
it.
With only Peyton gone off the QB board, check this out. With only Peyton gone off the QB board, Ball So Hard University took a bold and questionable pick, taking Tom Brady with the 11th pick overall. I mean, this one, could be good for him,
It could be good. I mean, it's going to look like it's going to be a long season for that team over there.
I mean, this guy's got 4 Patriots in the first 8 picks. I mean, really short. Come on, man.
I tell you. Now, let's not give him too much of a hard time. Let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on.
Let's go to the J team. Let's go to your team.
Okay,
all right.
okay.
Now, you guys did a really good job, focused on the ground game. Okay, first 3 picks, first 3 rounds, all running backs. Now, keep in mind, they were all top 20 fantasy running backs. You did a good job.
Ground game's important. We got to focus on that.
You get a lot of points.
But now, the class clowny had the first pick in the draft. This is no surprise. Went with LaShawn McCoy. Good point getter.
Good point getter. Really durable
definitely.
guy.
But now, a steal in the 5th round grabbed up Ray Rice. Yeah, he suspended the first 2 games, but man, he is a knockout runner.
That's a good one. Now, let's talk about the Decepticons, okay?
Good team out there now.
Listen, they picked up last year's MVP for fantasy and the MVP for the league.
Numbers.
All right, now that's Mr. Peyton Manning for the ones that don't know. If he can get past last year's Super Bowl loss, anything can happen, though. The sky's the limit for that guy.
Yeah, I think he could be there, definitely. Top 1, 2, maybe definitely number 1.
Got to keep an eye on
But
him.
now, she loves football. I got to tell you, she had a balanced attack out there. She went out there, got a running back in the first round, picked up Adrian Peterson, went out and got that wide receiver in the second round. That's a really balanced attack. Going to be scary for somebody later in the season, I got to tell you.
That's going to be really good. We also got them boys. They shot out of the gates really quick. They picked up Eddie Lacy, backed with Drew Brees, okay? 1-2 combo.
Oh, man, that's a great one.
You got to keep your eye on those guys over there.
Now, with one of the worst picks in the draft this year, Bryan, you should have known we were going to bring this one up, bud.
Sorry.
Mean Machine took roided-out kicker Matt Juiced-Up Prater with the 11th pick. I mean, this guy's out for the first 4 games of the season. Come on, man.
I didn't get the memo, okay? I didn't get the memo, but let's move on, all right?
Okay,
now that
we've
cracked on, let's move on. Let's take a look at this week's matchups.
Some good ones this week, I got to tell you.
There's some really good ones. I'll start it off here, okay? We got Mean Machine, we got PD Head Knockers, okay? They're coming at each other. You got Aaron Rodgers, you got Andrew Luck, okay? Both money makers, making points, throwing it a lot. You got Jimmy Graham, and then you got another big point getter, Demaryius Thomas.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
that's going to be good matchups there. I'm going to lean on Jimmy Graham a little bit. I'm biased, okay?
Yeah.
Now, defensive, St. Louis, New England. It's anybody's game.
Tough matchup, I'll tell you what. Now, check this out. The second matchup, we got Decepticons versus them boys. Now, this matchup's interesting. We got the top 2 ranked preseason quarterbacks going up against each other in this matchup here. Decepticons coming out with Mr. Peyton Manning. Them boys coming out with Mr. Drew Brees. I tell you, that one's going to be interesting.
That's going to be one to watch.
Moving down the roster a little bit, Decepticons busting out with Dez Bryant. Now, he's a big body out there, especially to nab up them balls coming from Tony Romo.
And this is a PPR league.
Yes, PPR league. Got to remember that, folks. Okay, them boys busting out the gates with Eddie Lacy. Now, he is set up to have a really good year this year. You got to watch out for him, folks. Defensive-wise, got a new team coming up with Decepticons, Tampa Bay. Lovey.
Yeah.
Tell you, he's going to get them boys right. I got to tell you. Them boys coming out with San Fran defense. It's It's going to be a matchup to look out for, folks.
Yeah.
I got to tell you.
And we know what they can do. San Fran,
Oh, yeah.
you already know what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this. You got Destin confused, and you got Patrick's team.
Oh.
Now, they're both okay. You got RG3 and you got Russell Wilson. Exciting quarterbacks.
Yes.
All right. They're
Run.
going to get points either way. Yeah, exactly. So you never know what's going to happen. All right. You got Matt Forte and DeMarco Murray.
That's power.
That's a good
raw
running team.
power. I'm talking
All
about a Transformer and Godzilla. Power,
It's
baby.
a Godzilla Transformer. You heard it here first, guys.
Crazy.
On Big Ballers Fantasy League. Kansas City, Carolina's the defense to round that up. It's a good game.
Can't beat
All right,
that.
bottom
Just can't
line.
beat that. Okay, now, rounding out, okay? These last two matchups are going to be really, really close, okay? They're the projected closest matchups of this week, okay?
In Big Ballers Fantasy League.
Okay, we got the Class Clownies going up against Ball So Hard University, okay? Now, the quarterback matchups we're looking at here, Matt Ryan going up against that bold, questionable pick, Tom Brady. We're going to see if it's going to pay off for you, Short. We're going to find
Ball
out.
So Hard.
Moving down the roster, Class Clowney coming out with their number one pick, LaShawn McCoy. Almost guaranteed to get his points. Ball So Hard University, Brandon Marshall. Good matchup for this week.
Definitely
Now, the
strong
defenses are interesting here. We have a matchup of the Super Bowl of last year. Class County coming out with Denver's defense. Ball So Hard University coming out with that Seattle defense. Let's see if they can come back to them championship ways.
That's it. If they can only repeat last year, they'll be sitting pretty and they'll get a week 1 victory.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
Now, let's talk about the last game. We'll round it up. We'll leave you guys with a good one here. You got J-Team and She Loves Football. All right. Good matchup. Cam Newton.
Cam's going
running
to do
it,
big things this
throwing
week, I feel
it.
like, you know?
All right, you have a good feeling for
Got
it.
a good feeling.
But Matt Stafford, throwing the ball 60 times.
I mean, you're going to get points. You know?
He's got to go as one of the top 1 or 2 quarterbacks in the league.
No, definitely.
Hands down.
Definitely.
Then you got Jamal Charles. He was the second back taken. Adrian Peterson was the third. You got to tune into that one.
Tight matchup.
It's going to be really tight. Arizona, Cincinnati's rounding off the defense. Man, I don't even know. Don't do anything this weekend, ladies and gentlemen, because we have something in store for you all here at Big Ballers Fantasy.
I'm telling you, week 1 is shaping up to be the kickoff to a competitive and fun season. Good luck in week 1 and stay tuned to Big Ballers Fantasy.